Do you like to make things? I spent the first decade of my career making software. It was pretty amazing, but for some odd reason, I started to feel that there was something missing in my own practice. I began to ask myself why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I didn't have an answer. Then a mentor suggested I leave behind what I had to get a new perspective, to do something different, something I wasn't good at, something I didn't understand. Back then I thought art was useless and craft was meaninglessly outdated. And I couldn't draw to save my life or make anything with my hands. So I decided to go to art school. In school, I studied everything from casting and machining metal to planing and joining wood, to drawing, drafting, setting type, taking photographs, developing film, sculpting clay, acting, dancing, writing, etc. And what I realized was that what art school was teaching me is that making is not about creativity or innovation, but it's rather a challenge to empathize with the integrity of others. Furniture makers are challenged to empathize with raw materials like wood and metal, not to mention the people who will be interacting with the furniture. Actors are challenged to empathize with imaginary characters, their fellow actors, and the audience. Dancers are challenged to empathize with their own bodies, and the list goes on and on and on. And all these endeavors act as a mirror from which to reflect and to empathize with yourself. All forms of making is centered around our desires and abilities to empathize and to establish a meaningful and sustainable relationship with ourselves and with each other. In this book, I wrote down my humbling stories, inspiring conversations, conceptual projects, and honest reflections from my past 3 years in art school. It is a book that talks about making not only of things, but of our identities and our relationships to each other. It is a book that asks not only how making works, but also what it means to make something and why it matters. It is a book that talks about the relationship between courage, humility, honesty, integrity, and dignity. Between art, design, science, and ethics. Between trust, hope, and love. I designed each page of this book very carefully. I only have one hand-bound copy at the moment, printed on my laser printer with a simple stamping on the cover. But if I can raise enough money, I can print them in large quantities with a nice cover and make sure the printing is of immaculate quality. I would love the opportunity to share this with you. A book about realizing empathy. A subject I deeply care about. And if you're watching this, you probably do as well. I hope you will give me the opportunity.